Since I play MGO as much as I have, I haven't done the one thing that is basically expected at this point for every content creator to do at some point or another. What is that, you may be asking? Well, my fair viewer, we have the one thing that is basically every content creator's wet dream, baiting everybody with a tier list. Hey there, Future Sean here. I figured I would give you guys a little bit disclaimer at the beginning of this. I never really went into the actual rating system that I'll be using to consider all these maps and their position. The rating system for this tier list goes like this. This is all being viewed under the lens of trying to play Sneaking Mission as Snake without dying once, and how possible that is. Winning in Sneaking Mission is always going to be possible on all the maps if you have extra lives or have a really good Otacon playing. But in this case, we're looking at them when trying to win without dying as Snake once. And there's a few factors I'm considering, those being the Snake spawns. They aren't the highest priority when factoring in map rating, since for the most part you can make any spawn work in most of the maps. But since there are very special cases where that affects overall playability, it's included in the judgment. Escape routes. When talking about escape routes, I'm mainly talking about how easy it is to either escape people actively pursuing you or get away from an area you just alerted people that you're in, and be able to hide without being spotted afterwards. Hiding spots. For this can be plenty of shadows for Snake to hide in, or areas that are hard for anyone to shoot randomly and find you. And then the last one is overall game flow. This is basically just how the match tends to go in any given map. Are you given a lot of freedom, or are you very restricted in how you can go about playing in this map? This is technically an all-encompassing criteria because it takes into consideration everything. Possible spawns did you tend to get, how much can you actually play the game actively, do you play like hiding, there's a lot of factors to consider. A map can have really good hiding spots, but if it's only one of them that everybody knows about, that changes the dynamics of how you play these maps. Maybe there are two really good hiding spots, but they're separated between like a hallway of death or something like that, and so crossing that is very difficult. There may be a really good area that is generally good to play in, but you never spawn there because the spawns are too far away, things like that. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what exactly we're going to be talking about here, because I don't really specify any of it during the video itself. So this is what we're going to be talking about. These are the factors that I'm technically considering when talking about these maps. Hopefully it's a little bit easier to understand when I'm talking about certain specific things, and why, despite me saying that certain things are bad about a map, I still end up saying that overall it's good, because again, it all depends on like a lot of stuff that happens in these games, and it's kind of chaotic as it is. I just wanted to give you guys a disclaimer about what we're going to be talking about, what am I going to be discussing when rating these maps, so that it's not as confusing whenever I start saying that spawns in the map are bad, but the map itself is good because of how it plays out. There's a method to the madness here, but hopefully this is enough. Anyway, enjoy the tier list. And of course, we got one right now. Here we go. Well, it's not glamorous, but it is a tier list. And here we got every single map in the game, including the MGO custom maps, the Save MGO custom maps that were added at some point in the game's lifespan. I'm gonna go through all these. We're gonna be rating every single map based on how good they are, in particular for Sneaking Mission specifically. I ain't a pro at MGO despite me playing it for the longest of my life, so I can't really speak on how competitive these maps are or how good they are on every single mode in the game. So the one that I can tell you is based on what I play mainly in this game, which is Sneaking Mission. I think I want to go over like how good the snake spawns are, like how generally the map is in terms of flow factors for like how good some of these maps tend to be, and I figured I would just go through it and like actually show you guys the best part of these maps. So we're probably going to end up doing that and going through some of these now. We got the game behind me and we got the tier list in front. So the one thing that I wanted to go over, so we have it in alphabetical order, so we'll be going through each map and I'll be showing you what I mean with each one. First thing we got is Ambush Alley. So let's load up Ambush Alley. So when it comes to Ambush Alley is a very small map. Like there's not much from like you can literally see the other side of the map from here and shoot a guy from here. So it's not like the best in terms of like being able to sneak around and not be spotted, simply because you're going to run into people super often. The spawns that you have at your disposal are kind of pretty bad, because depending on where you end up, you'll just be in really tight corners a lot of the time. So like this spawn here is usually a very good hot zone, so you don't know if anybody's going to be around like a lot of the time, so you got to make a gamble. So you just spawn and you just kind of have to quickly hide, make sure that nobody's there. If you take anybody out, you're going to be surrounded pretty quick. So in maps like these, you don't have quick escape routes. Like there's not really much places that you can go after you like take somebody out. The thing with sneaking mission, right, you take somebody out, and if you put a guy to sleep and you take their dog tag out, well, that tag is now on the top right of the map and everybody can see it. So the moment you do that, you're just gonna bring everybody to you. So the only way you have to throw chaff grenades the moment you do it, just to give yourself a little bit of time, and you grab the tag and then you go. And then you have to kill that guy at some point, and then you just shoot him and then you go. But like, but look at this. If I spawn back here, because this is another spawn, like you can spawn back here. I spawn back here, I don't have much directions to really go. If I go that way, that is the spawn of one of the teams. And if I go that way, that's another spawn. So I am sandwiched in between two enemy spawns where they can just pin me down from these two directions. And like, it's not like they spawn just back there. They can spawn like all the way over there. They can spawn like in here, like this entire section. You're basically sandwiched in between both teams, and like you cannot go anywhere if they know you're here. If they know you're here, you are screwed, by lack of a better word, unless they're not paying attention. So you kind of have to, like, the moment you start getting people, you have to go. You have to go, and like you go quick. Any place that you can go that isn't conventional. I'd say for this map in particular, the spawns are just really good. They're not going to be the best, but they're definitely really good spots that I don't find myself being angry that I spawned there. It's just that it's very close quarters and it's actually very hard. So when it comes to like this map, I'm not exactly happy to get it a lot of the time, because it is very tough if you're by yourself. What exactly do we do when it comes to putting it on the tier list? Well, with all that in mind, it is a small to mid-range map with good enough snake spawns, but like playing as snake is very hard because there's not a lot of escape routes. So I think Ambush Alley, because of that, is a solid B. Not bad, not good. I'm not happy to get it all the time, but like it's winnable. So hopefully you guys get what I mean when it comes to how I'm going to be rating these things. So let's go to the next map and see where it ends up. The next map is going to be Bloodbath. Bloodbath is again another very close to medium range map. This is another one where it's very hard to sneak around for most people because there's not a lot really that you have. But here's the thing, I would argue that Bloodbath itself has something that Ambush Alley doesn't, which sets it apart. So immediately when it comes to the spawns in Bloodbath, you got this one in the very middle of this hallway, but this is really good simply because nobody spawns down here. They can come down here from these little like sections that they can jump down, right? They can jump down here, and they can also jump from the sky here. If you're caught down here by both teams, you really don't have anywhere to go. You have to fight your way out. But the thing is that nobody comes down here often. This is a very like situational part of the map where people, if they come down here, it's because they're looking for you. They're not trying to do anything else. If that's happening, you want to try and get out as soon as possible and let them fight it amongst themselves while you like reposition to somewhere else. The main fighting on the map happens up here. This is where everybody is fighting all the time, so you don't want to be up here too much. What you really want to be, like, the good spots about this map is either up here or down below, because you don't want to be caught here. If you're caught here, you're gonna end up dying at some point unless you have a quick escape plan. So this is what Bloodbath has that Ambush Alley does not. Really good escape routes. Like at any point in this map, if you position yourself good enough, you can literally just like get a guy, you go after him, right? Go grab the tag or whatever. You grab it, like people are coming, you fucking like quickly, you can jump down here and then you can dip. Like it's actually really sweet. Like these two skylights in this map are so good when it comes to this stuff. And like them jumping down is basically a death sentence. Like if you have like a gun ready, like, and they follow you, like you can just take them out. It's very good. It's in your favor to do this. However, if they decide to cut you off and like go this way or something like that, and other people jump down there at the same time, then, well, you're not gonna have much. Basically, if you came down here and there's people there, somebody's coming down that way and somebody's coming up this way, you are fucked. But that never happens most of the time. And that's kind of like the difference, is that this game, this map, yeah, it's tough. Like they're like, this entire up area is really bad. Like some of the spawns are bad. Like for example, you can spawn right here, and like, where are you gonna go? A key thing to keep in mind is that in sneaking missions, shadows are your friend. So if you're on the ground and like you're in the sunlight, your shadow is visible. So you don't, maps that are like this, that are very well lit most of the time, that means that all these areas are no-go zones because you can't even hide there. You want to hide in places like this or whatever. This is a good cheeky spot just because of that, because nobody like sees you here. In terms of like movement in this game, this map has everything that you would want. There's like verticality, so you can go up and above and hide up there. It has plenty of escape routes because you can jump across gaps and like go across the map very quickly. And even if you're like, even if you're caught at some point, you can be like, whoop, and then you jump off, and then you jump off again, and then all of a sudden you're safe. Like you, in a few quick movements at any moment if you're positioned like good enough, you can just dip at any point. Just because of that, I can honestly say Bloodbath is like, I want to say A tier. I'm tempted to put it into S tier. This is everything that I want out of a map in Snake. It's actually very good, but it being a small map means that it's very tough. But most of my wins playing Snake, it literally usually is Bloodbath. Like that's the map that I win the most on, because it's just, for me, it's like very easy. We'll put Bloodbath in S tier. We'll put Bloodbath in S tier because, yeah, it is an actually very good map in Snake's favor. It's just that you gotta learn. You gotta learn how to do it. It's not easy, but once you get the flow of this map down and how to do it, it's actually really good to like play in this map as Snake. Like there's really a time in Bloodbath where I feel like I could not get out of a situation. Like I don't feel like I'm trapped. In a lot of maps, you end up feeling that way. Like you really don't have a way out. You have to fight your way out a lot of the time. Like there are situations where you can be trapped, but it requires basically the entire team to be on you. So in essence, there's always an escape route in this map where you're protected. We got a B tier and we got an S tier. So what's Coppertown Conflict? So here's Coppertown Conflict. This is Browntown from MGO2. It has a few new additions compared to the original version of it. Like this section here, I don't think it was there, if I remember right. And like, but that was always there. So what is the deal with Browntown or Coppertown Conflict? This map is practically one of the worst maps that you could have for Snake. I'd say it's below average in that half of the map is unplayable. Look at how much sun there is right here. And I want you to see something. You want to know where one of the spawns are? You wouldn't guess this one. Would you guess that in the very middle of the road, like right about here? Yeah, but that's not all. There's also a spawn right here that you can get, which is terrible, and so on. But you also get the spawn back there and up there. These are locations where when you spawn here, you basically cannot go anywhere, because guess where the enemy team spawns? Right there. Right there. On that little square. They get to spawn all across this entire area. So what are you to do as a nice little snake guy? You basically can't move because they're gonna keep running down the main road here to fight the other team on the other side of the map every damn time. So you are stuck. Most of the time you're stuck here. So if you spawn here, you are fucked. Which is why it's a shame that you can't choose where you spawn in this game. If you could choose where you spawn, then this wouldn't be a problem. But because you can't, whatever spawn you get is where you're at. So you kind of have to make it work. Ideally, this is Nirvana, baby. This is the greatest spot to be in this entire map. This spot is your only safe haven. Not only is this an unconventional like side of the map that people don't come down often, people ignore this side of the map because they're fighting on the opposite side a lot of the time. A good idea is if you spawn anywhere on this map in the middle section or whatever, or like back there, you want to quickly get to here as quick as possible. You can also be in here, but like we run into the same problem. This is the only direction that you can go. You can try and grab people and get up here or whatever, but guess what? People can spawn up there too. So again, you want to be careful when doing this one, because even though it's like people spawn here or whatever, you can at least set up here, put magazines or whatever, grab a guy, and then you just go. That comes with the problem is that you're on this side of the map the entire time. Like this section of map. That's it. That's all you have to work with. Can you use the rest of it? Yeah, kinda. Like you can kinda make it work out here. Like if you're really desperate, you can hide out here. Like what I do with these sections here, this is last resort territory. If you have 2 dog tags and like the rest of the teams like know you're in there and they're searching for you in there, you come in here and you dug it out. Like if you can make it here, you are golden, because they won't expect you hiding in corners like this, like hiding in here. They won't expect that. But if I have no choice, then I kind of fight it out here. But like that's the thing, the moment that happens and like you fight the other team, you might be fucked. Be careful is what I would say. All right, be careful in this section of the map. With all that being said, Coppertown Conflict is a map where 90% of the playable area is kind of useless, or at least 50% of it is useless. The other 25% is very dead man's land territory or no man's land. And then the other 25% is like playable. And that's where you kind of want to be. There are a lot of good choke points that you can hold, but like the moment you get discovered, you need to move quick. It's a very lie in wait kind of map. You can't fight 2 guys at once in this map. If you do, you're gonna be killed. You want to pick out one guy and make sure that he's alone. And if you do, you can kind of win. Because of all of that shit, Coppertown is in C tier. Honestly, I would put it in D. Actually, yeah, it's in D tier. This is easily one of the worst maps that you could possibly get. Not that you can't win, it's just not the best. Actually, wait, there's actually worse. We're putting it in C tier because there's actually worse. Let me cook, you'll see what I mean. So we got the first map that's actually new, and this was added in thanks to Metal Gear Arcade and Save MGO, right? So this is Desert Duel. Desert Duel is not an original map to MGO. It still works, and I'm gonna tell you right now that this is worse than Coppertown. This map is genuinely worse than Coppertown because of one reason, and I'm just gonna restart a few times.
A few moments later.
So this map has a particular problem. The first spawn that you get are completely different spawns than the spawns that you'll get afterwards. And that's not hyperbole, that's just like how it's kind of working out. Like the map kind of is broken. I'll tell you why. So if we go here and we just blow ourselves up and die. If we can die, we can't. Let's see if I get it. Let's see if I get it right now. Yep, here we go. This right here is the reason the map sucks. So this spawn, you don't get this spawn normally. You saw me restart a ton of times and we didn't get it. But the moment I died once, I'd show up here. And this spawn, you will get this spawn almost every time you die. Like it is, like it has like a 75% chance of it showing, of it being the spawn that you get. No idea why. We have no idea how to get rid of it. It was gotten rid of, like, as far as I've been told, they got rid of every reference to that spawn they could find, and it's still working, and they don't know why. So until that gets fixed, this map is terrible because of that. It's basically broken if you die. If you don't die, then like whatever. But if you do, you better not spawn immediately when you get this spawn. You better wait and wait a long time until people get bored and they start to look for you somewhere else, because you have no way out. This is the exact problem. Watch this. Enemy team spawn right there. Other team spawn right there. And you'd think like, oh, you can just run from here to here. Like, you have time. Brother, you can die in one shot in this game. Like, one shot to the head, you're dead. And that's how this game works. So in the time you do that, you're dead. Just because of that. You do not have time to get out of here. You cannot take your time either, because if I remember right, the camo doesn't work. You can't use it here. You can use it here, but there's very long-winded reasons why you wouldn't want to do that. You don't want to be on the wall. Let me put it to you that way. You don't want to be on the wall. You can be spotted that way. Trust me. But yeah, the one on the floor doesn't work. And that's why this map sucks. There's a lot of really good spawns in this map, and you can't generally win if you like are on the complete opposite side of the map. There's not a lot of escape routes though. So it's actually kind of really tough to get the game to get a game rolling. You can if you're in here, you can win. If people are stupid and they're not paying attention, you can grab everybody there. And like here, you can be here like for the end and like make it work. But because of how bad everything else in the spawn is, you do not have a lot. With all that being said, I will leave it at that. And we're gonna put Desert Duel deep here, simply because map is actually broken. Even if I was to exclude that and just say, let's say you have the ideal situation, how playable is the map? It would be no better than C tier. It still has that issue of like, there's not a lot of escape routes, there's not a lot of things that you can do. You have very specific locations to go in, and that's it. You can't deviate from that. If you go outside of 3 sections of that map, you die. That's all you can do. Let's move on. So now we got Forest Firefight. So Forest Firefight is going to be one of those maps where it's like better than the rest on average, but it's not good. So here's the map, right? I'm sorry if I didn't show any of the other ones like this. Here you get where I'm at. So the white arrow on the top right, that's where I'm at. So you can see that the map is like very even, all the routes that you can take and all that stuff. It's actually a very well laid out map, but with one caveat, is that down here, this section, like this entire section that I'm at down here, is kind of closed off. So instead of it being like you go here and you can like go through here, like here up there and like cut that way, you can only get up there with like a boost.
Over here.
And Snake
Over here.
needs a second person to be able to do that, which he doesn't get. He doesn't get to be able to do that. Unfortunately, that means that this entire area is kind of bad, if you get it. If you spawn back here, you want to get out of here as soon as you fucking can. Generally, the middle of the map is actually kind of nice. There's a lot of shade around here. You can kind of blend in kind of hot. But if you get caught, there's not really anywhere to go. Do you want to get one guy and you want to leave? That's generally how you want to play this map. You get one guy, you leave. Go to the next spot, because that's the thing. There's a lot of places to hide in this map, but the problem is again, there's not a lot of places to run, because if you linger in one spot too long, they're gonna find you. And this is not a map where you can run away. Like, you don't have a lot of escape routes. You can try and get inside the building here or whatever, but now you're in an even tougher predicament. This entire building can be shot through. This is not cover. You can shoot through the walls on this map. Every single thing. A bullet can go through the entire building onto the other side. You are not safe in here. So that's why it's like a good idea to like not hide in here too much. because you could be randomly shot and killed. You have no idea how many times that can happen. If there's nobody coming, you would hide here, or you would jump down here and like hide in here, grab another guy, keep moving, like blah, 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 blah. That's how you would go from there to there. Like every spawn in this map is technically viable because of how like good the hiding spots singularly are, because they have to check individually every single corner. The thing is when you get spotted, you have to fight your way out. You have to kill everybody and move on. And if you can survive the firefight, you're good. But you get a lot of hiding spots. So that's kind of like the caveat with it. Because of that, because of all I just said, that puts Forest Firefight in A tier. So we got one in every category already. It's like good, but because like I said, you don't have escape routes compared to Bloodbath, it means that there's less room for mistakes. You cannot mess up. You will be cut off very easily in this map because you only have 1 or 2 places that you can go. But I prefer this over Ambush Alley. So that's why we're setting that up to like establish every tier at this point. And this is while going in alphabetical order. Thank God. Now we go to the next map here and we go to Groznygrad. Yeah, that's a map in this game, for those of you that don't know. And it's the same layout as like in MGS3, just a little bit different. Here's the thing with this map. This is the best map that you could want. This is the sneaky map. Look no further than Groznygrad. It is perfect in literally every way. This map is huge. There's so many different pathways and areas that you can get. There's so many escape routes. There's a lot of good places to hide. It's honestly ridiculous. It's not every part of the map is playable though. What happens with this map is that anything back there is genuinely pretty bad. Like over there is fine. Like in that building is generally good. Like over there, it's good. But here, this entire building here, the hangar, this is where the magic happens when it comes to anyone playing Snake. Ideally, you want to be in here. And because this entire section is so huge, it literally makes it really hard to find. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, dude. You could literally go anywhere, and there's escape routes because you grab a guy anywhere. You can go here, you can cut through here to loop around and whatever. Trying to leave the hangar is a bit of an issue because you can be cut off here and here. But that's the thing, that's not the only place you need to go. You can go up here, or you can cut back through there on the other side. There's always a way out of this area. And it's to your favor because, again, there's no sunlight anywhere compared to outside. So because of how big it is, you don't have to worry because the enemy spawns, they're not going to get here in time. So like, yeah, this entire area is a safe zone. It's neutral from both teams. They have to fight their way in here half the time. And even then, once they do, there's only going to be like a handful of them left. So you can really take advantage of like taking people out after firefights, and that's genuinely how this map tends to go. It's fucking perfect. And if that was not enough, you have the things back there. The things back there, the fucking man cannons. You can get on that thing and it'll shoot you across to two different areas. Not every time it's advisable you can be shot like as you're getting on this thing, but if nobody's paying attention, you fucking get on this thing. Ideally you want to be up here, not over there, because over there you can be shot pretty easily. Can be shot like from here, but up here, if there's nobody up here, which there tends to not be most of the time, well, now the only way they can get to you is here. They have to climb up here to get here. Like, that's an insane spot. It's very hard to get to a snake up there unless you have grenades, and if you don't have grenades, then you basically can't touch him. He's very, like, unless he messes up. But again, if that's not good enough, he can jump down if somebody's coming after you, get inside here, and we're back into the golden area again, just like that. And now it's all in your favor. You can jump off there to any point down here, and you can juke people that way. It's honestly fucking great. It's just there's a lot of good. There's a few little things that I don't like, but overall that makes Groznyj S tier and better than Bloodbath. So like these are gonna be in order. I don't think there's much else I need to say. Oh yeah, the only downside to Groznyj is if you're playing on a small in a small game where there's like not that many people, it can become like hard to get people to get inside the hangar, because sometimes they'll fight outside and never touch the inside. That is like the only thing that really makes Groznyj hard, and like not by much. But anyway, now here we have Hazard House. And boy, if Groznyj was good, Hazard House is even better. So here's the thing. What if we took a completely indoor map, made it pitch black, like this dark outside, in a rainstorm, with like, this is the only sun that's in this map, it's outside, like here. The only light that will reveal your position, this here. But most of the fucking map is completely enshrouded. There's no shadows anywhere. What if we made it so that there's no dust kicking up as you crawl along the floor? Meaning that you can just crawl along the floor as much as you want and you won't be spotted most of the time. They will spot you if they're standing right on top of you and you're moving, but outside of that, you are free to move. You will not be spotted like by particle effects or anything like that kicking up on the floor or whatever. You are good. And we had escape routes out the ass. I don't need to show you much else, to be honest. This map is perfect. It has every specific condition that you would want to win. If Snake cannot win on this map, it is a skill issue, without a doubt. If you cannot do it, like, you had every available tool at your disposal. Like, if you spawn here and you're like, oh shit, people are like fighting, this is a bit too much for me, you jump down through the window and now you're in a completely different section of the map. You want to get, like, usually you want to get like 2 sections away, so like I wouldn't stay in here if I did that. I would come out here and I would hide here, like somewhere like that. And if it's still clear, keep going down through here and just keep moving. Like, you can go pretty far. And not to mention the enemy spawns, they're not annoying. You can deal with them pretty easily compared to every other one. The other team spawns back here. They can like make this area a little bit intense. But again, you can hide literally anywhere in here. And if that's too risky for you, you can come out here, another window, go up here. Just like that. Like there's like one spawn like back here that they can get, and they sometimes like show up there. It's pretty bad, but that it rarely happens. You have so much freedom in this map as Snake to go wherever you wanted. So again, if you lose, it really is a skill issue. There's not much else I can really say. That makes Hazard House, fucking Hazard House, is S tier without a doubt. Without a doubt, it is S tier. There is no question about it. Simply put, it is the best map to have. If you lose on that map, it's a skill issue. Let's move on to the next one. So here we got Icebound Inferno. With a snowstorm, making it so you can't see. You would think, oh, well, visibility is low. You have the night vision, right? Like, that's something that Snake always has. This map should be easy, right? No, not really. This map has a problem of being too big with no cover. So you have a problem of like, yeah, you can take a guy out from like far away, right? But how are you gonna get his dog tag? You legitimately cannot get his dog tag from here. He can wake up by the time I get there. So you want to be close, but look at how much space there is. It's very hard to like be hidden on the ground here and be like, oh, let me grab that guy and let me like grab his dog tag, right? Like it's very hard for that to happen. You literally cannot really get much done. What you can do is go up into the tower and pray that somebody goes up there, because the moment you do and you grab a dog tag up here, now everybody's going to want to come up here. And this is the only area that you have that is really to your advantage. Like, this is a really good spot. Another good spot is generally being in here. Like, these are locations that attract people. It brings people over. Like, you get dog tags from it. Very cool stuff. But you kind of have to make it happen. Any other area of this map, you really do not have luck unless you have a Mark II, which means that this map is not exactly good. It's not exactly bad. It's just like, it's really bad if you're alone. It's really good if you have a Mark II, or at least it's feasible, because Mark II is going to have a very tough time knocking people out because of all the space, but you can knock them out and like tell him who to like get him, right? You can tell him to go grab the dog tags for you. So in that sense, this is the one map that requires a lot of teamwork. But most of the time, I don't have a Mark II to really play this map on. So because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and put Icebound Inferno at like, I wanted to say C tier, but like, yeah, I'm gonna put it as C tier. The C tier, it's like, I would put it above Coppertown. That's basically it. So yeah, Icebound is C tier for Snake. It's not that good. Now we go into another one. This is another map that is entirely new to the game, thanks to the people at Save MGO. Which, yeah, me talking about those maps is not fair because they're not finished, right? But they're here and we can play them, so I'm going to rate them. So Jade Junction is a section of the game from MGS4. If you look at it, if you played MGS4, you know what part of the game this is in South America. Here we have another map that has the same problem. I can't show you the actual map, by the way. It's not working. I want you to see how much sun there is. Like, Snake needs shadow to play, to be hidden, because people can see your goddamn shadow in this game. So yeah, 90% of this map is unplayable for Snake. The water, you can kind of make the water work. The water in this game is your friend, to be honest. It is the one spot that is very hard to find you in. But again, once you get spotted, kinda hard to go anywhere. This is the only area of the map that's actually really good. This here, like, you can actually kind of hide in here despite, you know, your shadow being visible. It's a lot of foliage in the way of obstructing your vision, but it's tough. If you get spotted here, you can't go anywhere. You can't go into the water. They can shoot you. They spawn all the way back there. They can shoot you the entire way back. This place here, this is the other team's spawn, so they usually stand right there. So you have nowhere to go. You have to win right here. If you're gonna and you can spawn here, you can get this as a potential like spawn. It is tough, dude. It is tough to make this map work. If you spawn all the way over here, you are fucked. You cannot go anywhere. Because if you spawn like back there, you might be able to make the building work. Ideally, you want to get out of here as soon as possible. Go through here if you have to. Crawl and make your way to the other side is no man's land. Like, you can just look at, imagine trying to play this and trying to hide. You can't. You basically are visible the entire time. You really have to make it work. Not that I haven't won before, mind you. I've won before. I would not be happy about being Snake in this map. It is a triple S difficulty type map, which means, you guessed it, we're putting it all the way at D tier. It's worse than Desert Duel by a long shot. It is practically unplayable for a sneaking mission, and I'm not even being hyperbolic about that. That's why when I host the game, I don't have this map on. Take it from me, don't even bother. Hopefully they can fix it, but you know. With that in mind, we already have another custom map that was added into the game for the next one, which is Lethal Leviathan. You can see by the map clipping through most of the fucking geometry that we have, you know, an issue. But this is another one that was added because of Metal Gear Arcade. it is, like Outer Haven from the end of MGS4, like the last act. Pretty good map, to be honest. Like in terms of overall design, it is a hallway. So yeah, there's not a lot of escape routes. You are kind of gridlocked into one side of the map, and you kind of have to make it work, baby. You can't go through the underground grates like you can in the actual game because they're closed. So yeah, you have to make it work. Don't think like you can come up here and like win that way. No, brother, there's no way in hell that that's happening. You can kind of hide up here, but like that's it. You're not going to be able to do much. You have to be down there. You don't have a lot of wiggle room in this map. You don't have a lot of escape routes. You don't have a lot of places to hide. But here's the thing. Here's the one thing that's going to make it even worse. This side of the map, the camo doesn't work. Completely. It legit doesn't work. Some sections might, but like... Does this part work now? It's hard to tell. Okay, that part works. Okay, so like they did fix... Okay, it is working. There used to be a problem where half of the map wouldn't work. Yeah, these parts of the map would just not work before. You would be kind of screwed. That doesn't exactly make the map better, to be honest, because it just makes it more playable. To be honest, I might swap out Desert Duel for this, or Quaint Coral. I might swap out Quaint Coral for this. I'm stuck as Mark 2. Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, fuck. I completely forgot that that's why I don't include... This is why I don't include Lethal Leviathan in the fucking map rotation. This is why. Now I understand why DD is the thing that replaces it. Hang on. You know, when I was doing the tier list, I completely forgot about that point. But yeah, everything seems to be working. But there is one thing about this map that still does not work. And it doesn't really affect the playability of the map too much. But it does kind of happen to people that aren't ready for it. You can get yourself stuck in the wall. And what I mean, like if you try to hide on this wall for whatever reason, you are stuck. You can't be killed. It's very hard to hit you in this wall to actually get you killed or whatever. So yeah, you're just kind of stuck here until the game ends or until you die somehow. No way out, no way out. So the spawns are great. There's not a lot of mobility. There's not a lot of good spaces to hide. Because of that, because of all of that combined, I'm gonna put Lethal Leviathan in like C tier. I want to say it's better than Copper Town, honestly. Like, well, no, it's worse than Copper Town simply because Copper Town at least has like a golden like area that you can play in, and if the stars align, then you can play and you can win. With Lethal Leviathan, you don't have much. Like, you have very little space to work with, very little places to move to. You can be just destroyed because the map is super small. So all these things combined, it's why it's in that tier. We are more than halfway done. Got a few more maps left. The next map is Midtown Maelstrom, which is based off of one of Act 1 in MGS4, just reusing that entire like part of the game. This map is very tricky to rate because it is technically good because it has a really, like every map, it has a golden zone, like a golden area that you want to be in. In this map, it is the center of the map. You want to be inside this building here, which in the main game you went in to take out the PMC snipers or whatever. But like, because of this 3-story building being the way it is a great spot to hide. You generally want to be in here at all costs because it is completely to your advantage to be in there. So the way this map works is that it is a very 3-lane like structured map. You see the blue spawn on the right, so obviously the red spawn is on the opposite side, like behind that building to the left. Like, there's 3 hallways that people can go down. So the middle lane here, which is the main road all the way down, the side like hallway here, which is another one, and then of course the other road on the other side. That's the main flow of everything. So The only place that is not within the direction of that flow is this building here, and like the building on the side back here, like all the way back here. You can kind of be back here a little bit and make it work, because it's not expected. It's like off the beaten path, so you don't want to be on here too much because people can see you like across the entire map. You don't want to do that, so you want to be in here, like here, but back there, because people don't go down there that much, is fine. Or, you know, back there, whatever. You want to be back in those 3 areas. Those are your best spots. You can kind of make it work sometimes, but like most of the time I'm not trying to be over there. I'm trying to be like either there, in there, or in there. Like, that's it. But here's the thing that makes this map not be that good in general. One, it has the same problem as Ambush Alley, where there's not a lot of escape routes. But what makes it just a little bit worse is that the spawns are really bad. You can spawn all the way back here. The other team spawns right there. So you see the dilemma here, right? You know where to go. This is a dead end. You get the crawl space there, but like it only takes you to like right there. What's worse, that's not the only spawn. You can spawn all the way back there. And that's even worse. Good luck getting out of there, buddy. If you spawn and there are people here, you are dead. Without question. There is just no way out of this situation without you taking at least some damage. Your only saving grace is win the firefight, take enough damage, come over here and like blow yourself up, because at least you get to spawn somewhere else. And of course, the other side of the map has the same problem. You get to spawn all the way back there without any way out. You can get out of there, but you're gonna spend most of the game trying to get out. People are gonna be spawning right there. And you're gonna be back here. Whenever you get spawns all the way here, you do not spawn immediately. You do not spawn immediately. If you spawn immediately, they're gonna come over here, they're gonna check this one spot, and you're gonna die if they know what they're doing. So keep that one in mind. That building is super good once you're in there, but getting there, 90% of the spawns in this map are a nightmare. They are the most toughest spawns to ever get out of. Like, you have to fight for your goddamn life most of the time. Yeah, if you can survive that, then you can kind of win once you're in here. All that together, all that, just to round it all up, all that together is why Ambush Alley, I'm gonna put it at B tier, because it's more playable than Icebound. Like, the spawns are bad, but they're not like game ending if you know how to work around it. Like, you know what? Like, I'll put Icebound in B. We'll put Midtown in C. Like, I'm kind of happier to get Icebound, like Inferno, but like most people don't like playing it. But like, I'll say like Midtown is actually like playability, it is actually really like tough. Like, when I lay it all out like that, like there's a lot going against you. And that's also considering if you're actually that good at Snake that you could actually like do it. Like, I feel like I'm at a level playing Snake where I can survive in Midtown Maelstrom most of the time. My success rate is not super high. Getting out of those really bad spawns, I spend 90% of the game waiting just because people keep checking the spawn and not letting me like breathe. Yeah, it's really bad when you get those spawns, like really bad. It could ruin your game. So yeah, because of that, I'm gonna put Midtown in C. All right, Outer Outlet's next. Honestly, this map I don't have much to talk about. This, once again, is a map where there's no dust being kicked up. Most of it is indoors, so there's not a lot of sunlight. There's an entire like underground section that is like, again, no sunlight, completely in your favor. But there is one little problem. This map is huge, and but like not in there's multiple pathways or anything. It is huge in a very unconventional, like cumbersome way. There's no quick way around this map. It is large. and it takes you a long time to get from one side of the map to the other, which means you're kind of just going through very big hallways to get to wherever you need to go. Everything is a hallway in this map. Like, you don't have a lot of room to hide, to like deviate off the beaten path. You're going from one hallway to the next. Notice how there's no like deviation. Like, at this point you can deviate, but guess what? The other team can spawn right there, which means the only thing that you have is like right over here. You can hide like back there or whatever, but like there's no way out. So your realistic approach is through there or through there. But guess what? They lead to the same place. You go all the way up here. Well, guess what? This is where that other like entrance would lead to. Right there. And guess what? The other team spawns in there. So like you don't have much room to work with. But because of how big the map is, if you knock anybody out and take their dog tag, you can run from one side of the map all the way to the other and lose them very easily. It's just that you have to get used to that. You have to go from all the way there. I wouldn't hide in here because they're gonna immediately check. I would go to the next area over, go as far as you fucking can, because you want to waste their time as much as possible. So the further you can go, the better, because there's nothing that's going to stop you. Nobody's coming in between you and that, because it takes so once you get to here, this is the hot zone. This is where everybody's fighting or whatever. So you want to stop to like here. But that's the thing, you are safe in that entire section. You are safe. If you spawn over here though, like out here or anywhere out here and like in there, this entire zone, half of the map, is where most of the activity happens. So you don't want to be caught here. You want to like get out of here as fast as possible. But it isn't as bad as Coppertown, because it's like, instead of like 50% of the map being unplayable, I would say it's like 35, 25 of it, maybe even less. I'd say it's like 15%, because it's just like here, this entire section here, and like the hallway over there. Because like inside here you're good, inside there you're kind of good, but to hide in. But once you get spotted, you need to get out. It's one of those situations where if you're playing on this side of the map and you don't win, it's because one, the enemy team was fighting in like the really hot active zone in the hallway, and they just never went down here. So we're just gonna stop there. I'm gonna put Outer Outlet in this category of like, it's A tier. It's A tier because it's like there's so much of it is in your favor, but like it is too big, it takes too long to get around, and like you have that one section of the map that's basically no man's land. It's like good. I would say it's better than Forest Firefight. It's better than Forest Firefight, but it's not S tier. All right, next map, Perilous Palace. Perilous Palace. We got a few more maps left, so let's see if I can try to not over-explain this. Perilous Palace is another map that was added thanks to Save MGO. It's a custom map. Another South America section, which is the little palace that you can sneak into. This map is, again, one of those issues when it's not designed for sneaking mission. Most of the camo spots don't work, for example. Like outside or whatever, like you're gonna have issues hiding outside, not just because of all the sun, but because you can't use octo camo in those areas. So ideally you want to be inside. So rule out all of outside completely. You do not want to be there at all. It is very tough to get away. Let me switch to Snake. I can show you which one doesn't work. Wait, did they fix it? I think they fixed it, because out here the camo would not work. If you were here, it would just not work. Yeah, they fixed it. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm replacing Desert Duel with Perilous Palace and fucking Lethal Leviathan then. Crash again, what the fuck? So the funny thing about Perilous Palace, which is now I remember why I don't use that map either. People crash on it still. So yeah, they might have fixed it in terms of like sneaking mission and something, but I forgot. People fucking crash on it. So that's why we don't use it. So unfortunately, we have to take that map out of the rotation as well. So now I understand why I have QQ instead. Because you can actually be a little bit more outside now, but like not by much. It's still a very tough map to play in. Let me see if everything is actually working. Like, is this working in here? Yeah. Alright. Alright, well, cool. I'm glad to be wrong about that. It, however, doesn't discount the issue of most of the map you don't want to be in. Like, you're not gonna get anywhere over there, for example. You have to go all through the entire enemy spawn just to go around. So, it's either go to one spawn or go that way and go into the other spawn. There is no winning here. You are fucked either way. Just because of that, I would honestly would have preferred if like one team spawned back there and the other team spawned on the opposite end in Snee specifically, just so Snake can spawn back there or back there and have more freedom, because he can climb up these sections here and it would be a little bit better, you know. But I don't know, they share the same spawns as Team Deathmatch, that's why they don't do it. So that is a problem in general, because you need to be in the building to really win. And like most of the spawns are outside and you have to fight your way in most of the time. This is not a good spot to be in. You want to get out of here as quick as possible, which usually involves going up the stairs here and hoping that nobody comes check the spot while you do that, and then you just kind of inch your way up and you kind of like, and then quickly you go into the window. As quick as you can, you get in there, and that's your way in. But with all that being said, where do we put Perilous Palace after all that? Because the camos are actually working, it's not as bad as one would think. But I honestly think it's top of B, maybe like A, simply because like it has a really good game flow. Like your win condition in that map is so easily attainable. It's very simple, no complications. There is an escape route. It's just that the outside of the map you don't want to be in. So I would say it's below Forest Firefight. I think that's fair. So once again, next map, Quain Quarrel, another custom map thanks to Save MGO, which is the entire beginning of Act 1. The entire beginning of Act 1. This map is terrible. Without question, there's not a lot you can do here. Okay, so the camos work for the most part. I think the camos actually work everywhere now. So yeah, you can actually hide now. Once you do, you basically can't move anywhere. You can't go anywhere. The map is too small. Everybody spawns on top of you. Like they spawn over there, they spawn over there. Like the only place that you can really hide in is the buildings, and that's it. You want to get out as quick, like you don't have much place to really go in. Like you can hide, you can try, but like the problem is that if you try to get anybody, you don't have enough space between you and the other team. You don't have anywhere to hide. You don't have anywhere to go. You'll die going anywhere because you can't really hide anywhere. It takes too long. So you have to go like one place to the other. Like your win condition in this map is going in any of these buildings and praying. That is it. Like you go in there and pray that you can get everybody, all 3 tags in like a few minutes. If you don't, then you're just gonna be fucked. So there's not much else to really say. Like the spawns are all in really awkward positions, so you can't really go anywhere. Yeah, you're kind of just stuck here. Like you can go here and then. Oh, everybody spawned already, so you literally cannot hide. You have no place to hide in that amount of time. You want to wait a little bit, no matter what spawn you get. You want to wait a little bit. Thank God they made it so that most of the spawns are actually inside this time. Like before, there used to be spawns outside, like right here. If you spawn out here, you wait for the entire team to spawn first, because they're gonna spawn like back there. And they're gonna rush out through here. You don't want to be there. You want to wait, and then once they spawn, then you go, and then you do your thing, and then you whatever, you go. But because it's so close quarters, because there's no escape routes, because the spawns, there's not a lot of anything that you can do to really play. like I'm gonna put it in C tier below Lethal Leviathan. I would put it in D tier, but it's at least playable. Like you can like legitimately play. It's just that it's very tough. Whether it's like end of C or beginning of D, like do I say it's worse than Desert Duel? No. I think it's worse than Desert Duel. Yeah, yeah, it's in D tier. That's my thought process right now. Ravage Riverfront, another big map based on Act 3 in Eastern Europe. This map is basically another one of those situations where it's one of the good maps to really play on for a sneaking mission if the game didn't run at 30 FPS or less when on this map. But like, sometimes you don't win them all. You have this entire underground section here with the little ravine and stuff. It is great to play down here because if you get spotted, you can go into the water, you can swim, go underwater, and you have these tunnel systems on both sides that kind of go into this underground tunnel area for each map. It's honestly really cool, like the way this map was designed. Actually really cool. Then you have this entire underground section here, which nobody spawns down here. So you have this entirely to yourself. Now they do spawn above here. They can spawn right here. But like if it's clear, you can go and you're back over here and like you can like do your thing. Like outside of this one spawn right here, they mainly spawn over there. So that's one team. But you also have the entire other side of the map. So this entire bottom section is usually pretty clear to for you to do whatever you want in, because the fighting happens on the bridge most of the time. This is MGO's 2 fort, basically. Without any exaggeration, this is MGO's 2 fort. It literally has that same design, same philosophy. You got the big bridge in the middle, dividing both teams across across a river, and both teams can go on each side and fight each other and come back. It's actually kind of cool. But for Snake specifically, the underground is where you thrive. You don't want to be in the middle of the fight, right here, for example. You don't want to be here. You're not gonna really, you're not gonna get a lot of breathing room. You're not gonna get a lot of chances to get anybody. You want to be back here at most and work your way from there. The tower, you can go up the tower, but there's not a lot of benefit to doing that. You can win doing that. I've seen people be really dumb and basically let Snake win by going up there following him. But you know what else can happen? People can just wait out the timer and just let you lose by timeout. They don't have to fight you. They can just let you lose by timeout. So if you're up there, you're basically SOL. Other than that, this map has everything you would want in your favor, other than what Hazard House and Outer Outlet have, which is not being able to have dust, not being able to see dust whenever you crawl on the floor. See, that's what the dust looks like. You don't have that going for you, but the map is a good size, and there's so many good escape routes, and there's so many good spawns that yeah, it is without a doubt S tier. Where in S tier? I think it's yeah, it's below Hazard House, in front of Groznygrad. I think Groznygrad is not as fun as Ravage Riverfront is to play for Snake. It really depends. I feel like they're kind of tied. These are the two maps that I'm glad to get. I'm happy. It's either that or the other one. I'm fine. But I think this is fun. We can kind of move on because there's really not much else to really add. Silo Sunset is based off of the same silo map from Portable Ops. If you ever played Portable Ops, that map was in that game, and that was in there. So the thing with the Silo Sunset is not that it's a small map, although it is. It very much is a small map. What Silo Sunset has as an issue is that there's not a lot of breathing room in this map. Like I said, there's no escape routes. You're kind of just stuck in whatever section of the map you're in. There is a loop that you can do in this map though, but as Snake, you can spawn in here in these rooms. You can kind of spawn here. You can spawn in there. You can spawn back here. You can spawn on the roof over there. But that's the thing. This is very tight, and there's not a lot of ways that you can go you can really like juke people and like run away. The only place that you can really run away is like back there, like what you saw like back down there. You can kind of like grab a few people and then jump down here, and then you kind of go through here, and then you go into the other team spawn, and you kind of try to like climb out of through here. And you have two choices at that point. You can either go up the stairs there, or you can go through here. If it's clear on the other side, I go through there. But like most of the time I go through here, and like you can try to hide up here, grab a guy, and then you jump down, and you repeat the cycle. You either go right through here, and then you hide again in here, and then when you have an opening, you kind of like go and like you jump down here. You keep the route. That's kind of like your loop. You have no reason to go back there. You're kind of stuck back there if you do. So you are going to have issues doing that loop because it requires you to go through here, no matter what. Well, now you're up here. One, you can kind of hide up here for a while. But that's the thing. If you get caught and you need to leave, you can't go that way. You'll get shot. You can't go that way. You'll get shot. Your main option is to go down here. But if the fighting is happening down here, that's you're dead. That's 3 ways you can die just from trying to leave this place. You can also kind of hide on the stairs here. You can like press up against the wall here and kind of hide. And like people won't see you for a while. So that is one way to do it. But again, you have no way out. If you get spotted, it is a tough fight that you have to go through. Most people might die in that situation. It's very high risk, is what I mean to say. It's not like you can't do it. Like I've won on this map so many times, but like it is a mixture of high risk, high reward. You have to you cannot play slowly. You cannot play safe. You have to make plays to win. And that's ultimately what puts this map in like I don't enjoy getting it, but like it's not terrible. It's not like it's better than Coppertown. I'm gonna put it to you that way. It's better than Coppertown, and but not as good as Midtown Maelstrom, I would say. It's in that category of like, man, it's like not that good. Like I'll play it, but it's not that good. It's basically if Jade Junction was like triple S in difficulty, like I'd say like Silo is like double S. Now we got Tuba Tubes. Tuba Tubes is next. Tuba Tubes is cut content from MGS4 when you were going to rescue Big Mama and like bring her to like the Volta where like, you know, where Liquid meets them. You would bring her through the underground tunnels, and this would be the entire section that you would sneak her through or whatever. But instead, since it got cut, it got turned into an MGO map. So, you know, there's that. This map, look at it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but these are literally just hallways. Most of it. It's just hallways. It's pretty big, long, winding hallways. So it's very easy to get caught. And when you get caught, you kind of have nowhere to go. It's very hard to get around on this map as Snake. But because it's so big and because it takes a while for people to get to where you are, if you get stragglers, like people that are separated from their team, it is very hard for the other team to come back and like stop you, which means this map is very easy. It's very, very beginner friendly, technically. If you're in the right spot at the right time, you basically win. It's easy for you to like avoid people. Like it's mostly indoors, so there's no shadow, but you can hide anywhere. And like there's like a few spots that you can go to that like here where you can basically cut through the map and like go around certain areas and stuff. It's a double-edged sword in that sense. It's like because everything is so spread apart and it takes a while to get in, and there's no like alternate routes and stuff, it can be too helpful and it could be to your detriment. It's a death sentence. You have to be able to put on the solid eye and determine where you go. Otherwise, you have to pull out the good old M4, baby, and like fight your way out. That's the only solution. These are things to think about when it comes to maps like these. But because of that, right? Because this map is big, because it has a lot of like routes and you can like spread out like people really well, it makes the map really easy to win on. But like one fatal mistake and you're dead. Because of that, it's B tier. It's a very easy map to play. It's not forgiving at all when you mess up. It's better than nothing, to be honest. It's better than the other maps where like one fatal mistake where it's like really tough the entire time and you don't even get that much out of it. All right, next map. Okay, Urban Ultimatum, back from MGO1, and back better than ever for the most part. It's everything is here with a few new additions. So this map has the most alternate paths that you can get out of a map. There's crawl spaces like everywhere, so you have a lot of ways a snake to sneak around. Even though it's very tight in a lot of areas, you can like pick a guy off and you can disappear very quickly by just going into one of those crawl spaces or like hiding in any other place. And like there's a lot of different escape routes. You have a lot of verticality. You can go like into a lot of these different spots that are actually pretty good. There's a lot of areas about this map that aren't too good though. Like you don't want to be out here. You don't really want to be like up here too much. You can be back here a little bit, but like this is like a last stand, the kind of location. You're just gonna be asking for death. And down here is really good. You can hide really well over here and like pick people off and stuff. And some people don't come over here too often, so you'll get stragglers, things like that. Like there's a lot of situations in Urban Ultimatum that is like to your benefit. Like I'm not super happy to get this map a lot. It's tough. It's not like it's gonna be an easy win, but like you have options. There's a lot that you can do to improve your situation and like make it work. And of course you can also do the cheap thing and get on this thing and go to the roof. This one in particular, if you spawn here and you're up here, just stay up here and just put magazines like on the staircase or whatever, and they can't get to you. That's it. You win. If they come up here, then you win. It has anything that you could want. It has really good spawns, it has really bad ones, but it has really good ones. It has a lot of different routes that you can take to get away. It has a lot of hiding spots that you can use. Like you can get around this map pretty well as Snake and you won't be disappointed. Because of this, I'm putting it in S tier and I'm putting it above Bloodbath. I'd say it's better than Bloodbath in that it has a lot of things about it that I really enjoy. But overall, like Bloodbath is a lot more smaller, so it has a lot more tighter like situations. This doesn't. You can get around this map a lot more freely, and it has all the same benefits that Bloodbath has. Because there's a lot of like escape routes that you can take. It just has that situation of, because of how the flow of the map tends to go, you can be boxed in a lot easier on this map than you can in Bloodbath, because all of this map is playable. People play everywhere on this map. Like they won't just fight up there, they'll fight down here, they'll fight in the corner back there, they'll fight on the roof. Like this map has action going everywhere. Because of that, it can be a very hard map, harder than Bloodbath actually to win, funny enough. It just depends on like how aware people are. So I'm gonna leave it at that for this one. If I'm wrong, feel free to let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Virtuous Vista, another map from the main campaign of MGS4. There's not really much to say there. This map, look, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. This is my least favorite map of the main roster of maps to play. Look at this. Not only is it a glorified hallway, because there's not that many ways to go from here to there. The left side is down here, right? Like we're running, and then the right side is elevated. As you can see, that's why it's brighter in color. So if you're down here, you can't go up there. And vice versa. Like you can technically jump down like here, but like if you do that, you basically are stuck. And look at this. Now imagine you have to get 3 dog tags in this map as Snake without dying, you are fucked. The other team spawns there, and another team spawns right there. It is the worst map to play as Snake by far. Like in terms of actual playability. It's not broken like some of the other maps, but it is borderline, like it is tough. Your win condition is being up here. This is the best area of the map to play on. Like you can kind of make it work if you have Mark II, it's really good, but even better is more than likely going to be inside of the little warehouse thing, little hut back there. If you can be in here, this is like your best spot that you can be in, because again, it's all in shadow. You can hide in a lot of places here. Yeah, it's another team spawn, but you can make it work. What I usually tend to do is, instead of hiding in here specifically, you would hide like around here or whatever, grab a guy like somewhere around here, and then bolt in here to hide. And they would be too afraid to come in here because you could be anywhere. You could be literally anywhere in here. They just avoid it. If nobody's coming in, you wait, and then what you do is you go back out. You go back out to a good spot, you grab another guy, and you rinse and repeat until you win. That is basically how this map goes. If you're up there, if you're up here, you just go from big shadow spot to big shadow spot. So like you can be literally all the way here. Any part of this is good. You have this entire section to hide in. Yeah, they can literally just shoot in a straight line and find you that way. Again, you hopefully you're not gonna stay in the same spot twice. But like you grab a guy, you move, there's this next big shadow spot, you hide, you grab a guy, you move, and you go from one to the other until you win. You can also like hide in here, like hide like there, like you just want to keep changing your position so that they're not able to find you as easily, and hope that they don't check. Or you jump down and embrace death, because you're gonna have to fight people all down there. Like you're not gonna be able to get around. So like it's not as good as like the area like that I was showing you, and I don't have this map in rotation because of that. So you're not gonna see gameplay of me playing on this map too much because it's terrible. It's really bad. Nobody likes playing on it. But if there's any video of me playing on it, we can probably try and show that. Yeah, because of everything that I just said, Virtuous Vista is in that thing where I'd put it below Desert Duel. I actually prefer to play Desert Duel with like its broken spawn than I do playing this. Like Virtuous Vista is borderline like unplayable, and I would rather do literally anything else than play on that map. I would honestly say I prefer Quaint Coral over Virtuous Vista, and Quaint Coral is like less playable, but like it's more enjoyable than Virtuous Vista is. It is a pain. It is a pain for everybody in that map. This is just terrible. It's a terrible map, just overall. It's bad to play. It's bad, not just for Snake, for everybody. Nobody has fun on that map. That's what I'm rating it. Winter Warehouse, an original map for the game. Honestly, this map has probably the most verticality out of all the maps, and because of it is very unique. And I'd honestly say, like for Snakes in particular, probably one of the best maps to play on. There's really not much I can say about it that is bad, other than you don't want to be in the middle. Like this middle section right here, you don't want to be here. It's like the worst place for Snake to be in. That's it. Every part of this map is like really good. There's so many places to hide. It's like there's places that are off the beaten path that people don't go down too much. Like down here, it's usually not filled with activity. The third floor is usually not filled with people fighting. So you have a lot of opportunity as Snake to like grab a guy. Like what you would do is like you would be like down here, like you would be in the like around here on the outskirts. Wait for somebody to spawn, you would grab them, and then the moment you grab the thing, you would go either above or below. Most of the time, above is like better because nobody's up here too much. They sometimes go down there more than they go up here. But even if that's the case, you have this entire section here that's pretty open. You don't feel, you're not going to be trapped up here too much, and like you just book it to the other side, and now you're here. You'll do the same thing, wait for another guy, fucking grab him here, whatever. Maybe you wait over here and like grab a guy right here, blah 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 blah. Then you go down here. Like this is how, like, there's a lot of ways you can play it. You can go back upstairs if you wanted and go back the other way. Like there's a lot of spots in this map to hide in. The escape routes aren't super varied, but like you have places to go. You just have to be aware, look at the solid eye, see where people are coming from, and if nobody's coming in the direction that you can go, you go that way, and then you go with the flow of the map. Because of that, it is by far one of the best sneaking maps to play on, and I will put it above Bloodbath in S tier. I would say it's better than Urban Ultimatum. I don't know if it's better than Grossingrad. A tier and above is like, you basically shouldn't be losing. If you lose, then you know it's mainly on you. With Hazard House being basically the best map that you could possibly get. If you lose on that map, then there's nothing saving you. BB is SS map. What makes you like BB more? Because I think BB is good, but like these other maps have qualities that BB doesn't, that makes it better. They can spawn camp max. Yeah, but you can also like camp in like UU as well. You can do it in all of them to an extent. When it comes to like which map I prefer to play, I don't think BB is better than like any of these other ones. Like I would rather have that than any of these. I'd rather have these maps than BB, to be honest. And then Outer Outlet, I'd honestly prefer Outer Outlet over BB, but like Outer Outlet is just annoying. And then I prefer Outer Outlet over FF, so on and so on. Every map's based on chaos it can cause. Because like for me, for like in terms of chaos, like there's a lot of chaos that can happen. It's just like how possible is it that you can live off of it. And like for me, like these maps are like, they're very easy. You can really hide in all of them. There's a lot of like escape routes that you can take. There's a lot of hiding spots that you can use for the best of the best to play on. Because like I can win on Silo Sunset, I can win in Coppertown or whatever, but we can kind of agree that Coppertown, 90% of that map is unplayable. Like you basically don't want to be anywhere there. You just want to leave the one side of the map, get to the good spot, and like go from there. Like you can make the other spots work, but it's like triple S in difficulty, and that's where it's like, what do you want? What would I rather deal with? Staircase on QQ got me acting up. Yeah. I feel like this tier list is very fair where all of these maps kind of go. Like Ambush Alley, like I might like it a little bit more depending on who I'm playing with. All the desert maps suck in their own way. Yeah, kinda. That's why Midtown Maelstrom is down here. S tier is quite big. There's more good maps than there are bad ones. And A tier is still good. It's just that the difference between A and B is that A is still good. What about a S plus tier? I mean, S plus tier would just be Hazard House. That, like, if you want S plus tier, I can give you S plus tier. S plus is Hazard House. That's it. S plus is Hazard House because literally there's nothing wrong with this map. Like, again, like I said, with Hazard House, it is basically everything you would ever want in your favor as Snake. You get a map where you don't have dust kicking up anytime you crawl, or like it's not a cold map, so your breath is invisible, things like that. You have amazing like routes to take to get around the map that nobody else uses really. So like it's all for you. You can get around the map, you can hide really well, you can lay low and have traps everywhere. You can do anything in that map. You can win. Plain and simple, you can win. If you lose on that map, it's a skill issue. Like you got outplayed. Like that's literally it. Me and DJ had in the vent waiting for Snake, man. Like that's the thing. It's like any map with the right people being aware enough to like catch you and cut you off, like from your like really good routes that you can use. Like that's it. You die. Like there's not in any of these maps except for Urban Ultimatum. You have alternate routes that you can take to get around the map that not everyone uses. At some point, somebody is just gonna stand in a hallway that you need to use to get away, and you're just gonna be like killed. because you have nowhere else to go. Every one of these maps has this problem. It's not unique to anyone. But Urban Ultimatum is the only one that kind of has a saving grace because you have 3 crawl spaces that you can use to get around the map, like alternative ways that can kind of help you get around people holding choke points and stuff like that, to where you don't run into a hallway and die. But every other map, that is potentially capable of happening. You can be edge guarded basically and led to death. Overall, those are my picks. I gave everybody my thoughts on all these maps. I showed you why the maps were good, why the maps were bad. Desert Duel sucks because of the spawns being bad. You know, some maps are just broken. Some are Virtuous Vista. They're just terrible. And then like anything above that is like, you can still win in Desert Duel, mind you, but it's like very tough. But like, you can win on all of these maps. You can win on Virtuous Vista, brother. It's not gonna be a fun time. It's all I'm gonna say. And Jade Junction, it's like, if you win, it's because everyone was so stupid that they just gave you the win. Because it's impossible. Like, to win without dying, it is impossible by yourself. If you have Mark II grabbing tags and stuff, you can always win. In any of these maps, you can win by Mark II hard carrying you. But that's not about, we weren't talking about that. We were talking about like, for Snake by himself to be able to play, these are the best maps to play on. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed me going through all these maps and giving you guys my thoughts on all of them. And this is my definitive like sneaking mission tier list. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know how you would lay this out, how differently you would do it. And yeah, that's gonna be it from me. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a good day.